Welcome, Wanderer. You call upon the Obsidian Grimoire once more. Its pages are heavy with anguish and terror. I am the Keeper, cursed to guard its words and speak what time would see forgotten, to guide you into the darkness where memory and myth entwine. Come closer and hear a tale that longs to be remembered.
Though he came from nothing, Halric rose from the mire of court and council, climbing upon the backs of friends and the folly of rivals. By deception, by betrayal, by honeyed words and hidden blade, he claimed his lifelong dream to sit on the throne. As king, his people adored him, yet they never knew his face, for he always wore a mask. He had a mask for every occasion, a steel mask for addressing his knights, a gold mask for holding court with the villagers, a velvet mask for traveling. Each mask added to King Hallic's presence, making every word, every action so captivating that none questioned what lay beneath. On his wedding night, when his new bride awaited him, trembling, she thought at last the mask would shed. The torches sputtered in their sconces, and shadows stretched long across the chamber. She lay upon silken sheets, her body warmed by expectation and fear. The doors opened, and there he stood, donning no clothing other than the mask. He crossed the chamber without a word, then bent above her, skin bare, unveiled, but his face obscured. Eyes glimmered like dark water behind a carved wood mask. She should have recoiled. Instead, she shuddered, struck with both dread and desire. His hand traced her cheek, and she felt the heat of him, the weight of him, the unmistakable tenderness in his touch. Yet when his lips met hers, it was the mask that pressed against her mouth, cold, rigid, denying her the sweetness of his kiss. She moaned, half in longing, half in unease. He kissed her as any man would, though the kiss was chilled by the wood that forever separated his lips from hers. Her fingers trembled up toward the mask, but he seized her wrists, firm yet gentle, lowering them to her sides. "No," he whispered, his voice a low hush but with command. "Not ever." That night the mask never shifted. That night her love was sealed to a man whose face she never saw. Years passed. They laughed in sunlit gardens, whispered secrets in corridors, ruled together in public devotion. Her heart swelled with the certainty of his love, though in secret she wondered, was there truly a man beneath the mask? The answer one day came to her, while she listened to merchants' gossip in the village. A tale of a wandering shaman, a traveler in rags, who once passed through the kingdom. Halric, at the time, was no more than a schemer with dreams too large for his stature, had struck a bargain. He would gain all he sought: throne, power, adoration, yet the price was the concealment of his face forever. The mask was no ornament, it was a prison. When she confronted him, tears streaming, he begged her to stop. "If you see my face, there is no telling what will happen," he pleaded. "I have built this life to protect you, to protect the kingdom." Yet her heart burned. To be wife to a man whose face she could not know was a torment too bitter. So she set a plan in motion, and one evening she poured a sleeping tincture in his wine. As he slept, breath slow, body slack, she reached for the mask. It was lighter than she thought, and it came away with ease. She saw him. The scream that followed was no sound of this earth. Her mind was shattered in a heartbeat. Her eyes went wild with terror, her hands clawed at her skin, and she fled into the dark halls of the castle. Halric lay unmoving, the drug binding him, unknowing of all that transpired. Before dawn, his beloved wife had hurled herself from the castle walls onto the ground below. The king woke to an empty bed, and his mask lying next to him. He put the mask back on and searched for her. Finally, he found her lifeless, blood-soaked body. His grief was a hollow wound that no crown could fill. In madness and mourning, he took her face, carving it, preserving it, and crafting it into a mask. From that day forth he wore it every night, her likeness pressed against his own. a reminder of love destroyed by his deception. He ruled long and well, his people still adoring him. Yet every night, as torches guttered in the dark halls, he wept behind her face. The crown was his, the kingdom his, but peace would never again be his. And so the king of many masks endured, a sovereign cloaked in triumph and ruin, haunted by the memory of the woman who once tried to love the man beneath.
The tale is told, and the burden returns to me. The grimoire closes, yet sorrow clings to those who listen. Beware thy path, lest the dark take you. Until we meet again at the turning of another page.